Welcome to Moving Meditation with Amy. Moving meditation is a yoga flow that we are going to try to connect our mind and body through our breath. Doing that one movement at a time, one breath at a time. So today we're going to get started in child's pose and continue to build a little bit of warmth and feel strong. So slowly come on to your mat or your space, big toes together and knees wide, reaching those arms out. Whether you set your forehead on the mat or on a yoga block or even stacking your fists, whatever feels comfortable for these first few moments to connect with your breath. I want you to slowly start to draw that breath in a little bit deeper. Imagine you're filling your full torso with that breath, with that energy to bring with you through your whole practice. I want you to notice how your exhale can engage those core muscles a little bit deeper. As you can see the breath, you feel that physically right away. You feel that in your physical body. Now just finish off that body scan of how you're feeling today in your body. Meaning any areas of tension, if you have any soreness or fatigue. Then I want you to start to do a quick little mental scan. How you're feeling emotionally. If you're excited and ready to move today or kind of resisting it. Now with that, I want you to let go of any judgments, expectations of yourself for this practice today. Be here in the present moment. Just finding movement, sensation through the body. You're going to start by walking both hands over towards the left. Your hips might lift a little bit and those knees might draw in. Walking that right hand out as far as we can to the left, feeling that right side body. And slowly walking both hands to the right, feeling that left. Finding any twists or turns that feel good. Opening up that shoulder, side, and underarm. And reaching both hands forward. Let's reach both hands forward to bring the hips right above the knees. So if the knees aren't already hip distance apart, let's bring them together. I'm going to come into puppy pose, so extending those arms, pressing the hands into the mat, even gripping the ground just a little bit. Slowly start to let the chest drop, open the upper back and front body. And as you breathe, I want you to exhale, draw your core in, press into the ground. You'll feel the difference of the stretch. And then inhale. Maybe let that chest drop further, tip the tailbone up, and exhale, draw the core in. It's almost like a variation of a cat-cow, arching, opening up, breathing in, and exhaling. It's as though we're trying to round up, drawing the core in, pressing the hands down. Slowly slide those hands back, coming into your all fours position. Continue the spinal warm-up and work of our cat-cow all fours position. So you can take that inhale as you drop your belly down. Exhale as you draw it in. Imagine activating muscles to help you do that with more stability. So if you think about when you're in your cow dropping into that arch, I want you to think about engaging the arms as if you're trying to get the hand back to the opposite knee. They won't move anywhere. You're just engaging those muscles, engaging that upper back. And then just the opposite as we round up into cat, pulling the core in, and then almost imagine that you're pressing your hands out to the corners of the mat. So you're pressing out and then pulling it. Add in any little twist or turn of the neck, that feels good. Taking time now for the wrists and the ankles. So I want you to grip the ground a little bit with those fingers, almost like you're trying to scrunch up your mat, and gently let that body weight come forward. At the same time, we're kind of trying to wrap those triceps back. So if you were to bend your elbows, they'd bend straight back. At the same time you're trying to lean forward, you're trying to grip and press into the mat. That engages those muscles, warming them up. Just take a moment, flipping your fingertips to the side, and then bringing them back. Maybe it's only one at a time, or both. Maybe the palms come up, fingertips, feeling that stretch through the full palm and the bottom of that forearm. Bring the fingertips back forward, and we're going to move on to the ankles and lower body. Taking that right foot back, making sure we kind of get all those toes wrapped under, and then pressing into the hands so we let that right heel drop back. So if you think about what your body's doing right now, you have a full plank on the right side and your left knee is down, but core is engaged, so you're kind of light on that knee. You can shift forward and back, feeling the stretch or release or activation through the bottom of the foot and the calf. Setting that knee down and into our left side. So left side extends back. Make sure all those toes are wrapped under, and then engage the arms, push back, feel the calf and the bottom of the foot. You're getting engagement in the arms and the core because that right knee is nice and light. Setting that right, or left knee down. We're going to go into spinal balance. We're going to do 5 breaths in spinal balance and then 5 movement breaths in spinal balance. So I want you to think about pressing that left hand into the ground so we lift that torso and stabilize ourselves with that left shoulder. We can take that right arm, reaching out in front of us. I want you to think palm facing inwards with thumb facing up, and we start to engage that upper back. Draw the core in. And then we're going to lift that left leg. So how we become more stable is making sure we have that grip of the left hand, but then also this right foot, top of the right foot, press it into the ground. That's where your stability comes from, shoulder, hip, and core. So take those 5 breaths here. Maybe you circle out the wrist and ankle a little bit. And then we're going to start our motion. So you draw that right elbow straight back, left knee straight in with your exhale. Inhale forward, exhale, pull down. Inhale forward, exhale, pull down. Good, getting to 5, and then we just switch right to the other side. Setting back down, reset up that right side. Gripping the ground a little bit, left top of the foot pressed into the mat, reaching that left arm up, palm facing in and thumb up. Find your stability, exhale through, pull that core in and extend that right leg. Hold for about 5 breaths. Again, thinking you're lifting that right leg from your glute, not your low back. So draw that core in, squeeze that glute. Find those movements. So I want you to exhale, draw in elbow and knee. Inhale forward. Exhale, pull in. Inhale forward. Your pace, this is your practice. Find 5. Good, and pause. Good, we can find our first little flow. So we're gonna call this low flow. For those of you who've done yoga before, it's like a mini chaturanga from the knees. So I want you to extend those hands out, find extended child's pose, kind of puppy pose. And then we're gonna shift forward, finding your kneeling plank. So I would definitely want some weight out in front of those wrists just a little bit. So as we drop down, our elbows can be right above our wrists, all the way down to the mat. Then engage those shoulder blades, pulling them down, lifting the chest. And exhale, engage the core, press back into that child's pose. Inhale forward into that kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down, all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest, engage the back. Squeeze the glutes. Press into the hands, up and back. 2 more. Inhale forward. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale back. Good. Hopefully flowing now forward. Last time, and down. Up and back. Wonderful. Coming into our first down dog, flip those toes under, lift the hips high, walking out the heels. Any little routine that you like to do in your down dog, feel free to do that now. And then once you think about your down dog alignment, starting at the hands, full wide hands, fingertips kind of gripping the mat. Press into the mat with those triceps wrapped under. Exhale, draw the core in, kind of knitting those ribs together. But then think about that tailbone also going up. So it's kind of this zigzag reaction of muscle engagement to find that nice, strong, stable, and neutral spine. So again, let's find those hands into the mat, press away, engage the core, and tip the tailbone up. That might mean heels come off the mat, knees bend, but you have that spinal alignment. We're gonna go through 3 kind of full chaturangas or high flow or a mix of high and low. And I'll show you. So forward to full body plank. Maybe you drop down to the knees. Slowly lower down, just hovering off the mat. Open up the chest, inhale. Flip the toes and down dog. 2 more. Inhale forward. Exhale down. Maybe you drop the knees here. Lift up and exhale back. Last one. Forward and down. Up and back. Okay, let's take those feet, walk them forward, finding your forward fold. Circle the wrists. I know you're on them for a little bit. Best thing that we can do for our wrists is strengthen them in that position. So making sure we're pressing the fingertips in and gripping the mat. That helps with any wrist pressure. And ragdoll stretch, just letting your body kind of swing slowly side to side. Letting the neck relax. I want you to take the palms to the shins. Maybe they're a little higher as you inhale. You find that strong, straight, neutral spine. The same we did in down dog. Lifting the chest, but drawing the core in. Tipping the tailbone up. Nice, neutral. Good. Exhale back down. Slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way to mountain. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, lift that chest. Exhale, bring the hands together at heart center. With that, I want that core to be drawn in just a little bit deeper, and we lift up a little bit for that back bend, pressing the hips forward, engaging the glutes, engaging the core. And then I want you to take those hands together, maybe just pointers are pointing, and up and over towards the right. Up and over towards the left. Back to center, and then hands separate wide as we hinge, hips go back and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and back down. You can hop or step back into your plank or down dog, but we make our way through our flow. Forward and down, up and back. Remember, you always choose if those knees are up or down, passing through child's pose or not. Hop or step up, find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, back down. This time, bending the knees, dropping the hips, circle sweep up into mountain. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, reach high. This time we twist, left hand forward, right hand back. Keep those hips square. They want to follow you, so keep them square. Inhale, high, and other side. Inhale, high, and swan dive down. Hands off to the side, hips are hinging back. Good, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back down. Hop or step back, and flow through. Good, here we're gonna take our right foot lifted high. So bend the knee, flex the foot, but press into those hands equally and kick that right foot towards the left. A lot of times our shoulders wanna open up towards the right. I want you to keep them square as much as you can. Circle out the hips, a couple forward and a couple back. And sweep it all the way through, high crescent lunge. Reach those hands high. Think about engaging the glutes and core, feeling that hip flexor release. Nice tall spine. Straightening out both legs as you hinge and airplane the arms back. And inhale forward, high to that crescent lunge again, and open up to warrior two. In that warrior two, think sinking low, but engaging the inner thighs, drawing the heels together. So they don't actually move, but I want you to engage those muscles. Let's take that right arm up and back, reverse warrior, opening up that side body, and forward extended side angle. Elbow to knee, left hand comes high. Maybe you can sink a little bit lower. Maybe those fingertips find the ground. Good, up and back, reverse triangle. So straighten that front leg. Think length through that whole right side body. And forward triangle, reaching forward, shifting the hips back. And tick-tock the arms down. Think straight line from the top of your head to your hips or pelvis. I don't want you to quite be rounded or side leaned yet. I want you to stay nice and active. Circle those hands all the way around, and I want you to find left hand on the ground into a twisted lunge. So the back heel rotates back up, and we take our right hand high. Twisted lunge. Maybe that bottom knee is down. That's just fine, that left knee. Slowly start to straighten that front leg only as much as your flexibility allows. Just feeling sensation in the outside of the right leg. That would look like with your knee down, just straightening back. Good, and take that right hand down as well. Right foot drops back into our down dog and flow through. Remember, knees or toes, finding child's pose. Good, and taking that left foot high. Bending the knee, flexing the foot, and kick that foot towards the right. Again, stabilizing the upper body so we're not opening up too much to the left, just the hip. And sweep that all the way through. And circle those hips around. One circle forward, and a couple circles back. Sweep it all the way through, find that crescent lunge, nice and tall. Again, feeling that hip flexor release, so pulling that core in, squeezing the glute, slightly bending that back knee is just fine. Straighten both legs and reach those hands back. Find active hamstring, airplane arms, and then we find our way back to crescent lunge till we find warrior two. Maybe lengthening the stance just a little bit, but dropping down and engaging the inner thighs. That glute helps, that left glute helps that knee become straight forward, right in line with those toes. Up and back, reverse warrior. And forward, extended side angle, reaching forward, maybe elbow to knee, maybe dropping a little lower. Up and back, reverse. Straighten that front leg, reverse triangle, link through the whole left side body. Forward triangle, reaching forward, hips go back, and tick-tock down. Circling that right hand all the way down, finding crescent or lunge low with that right hand down. Back heel up again. And then let's take that left hand high, finding your twist. Again, that back knee can drop down. Slowly straightening out that front leg as much as your flexibility allows. So if the back leg is up, revolved triangle, or maybe the back knee's down, it's kind of like a modified half split. Okay, taking that left hand down, left foot back, down dog, and flow through. Forward and down, up and back. And you can hop or step up, find your forward fold. This time here, instead of ragdoll, we'll find a little bit of a pull towards those legs. So bending the knees, finding maybe some connection between the thighs and the chest. And then whether you grab the backs of your calves, maybe your toes, maybe your ankles. And then exhale, draw the core in. Try to straighten those legs a little bit more and tuck the chin. Releasing that grip. Tucking the tailbone, roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way up. Inhale, hands high. We'll go through that flow again, but trying to go one breath per motion. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, hands draw together. Inhale, lift high, little back extension. And we'll go side to the right. And to the left. And our twist, so back to center, left hand forward, right hand back. Look back at that right hand. Inhale high and twist, left hand back. Inhale high, we get to swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale back down, hop or step back, and flow through. Remember, you choose your variation. Good, and we find our down dog, taking that right foot lifted high, maybe kicking that right heel toward the left, and then sweeping through, finding our crescent lunge. Inhale high, exhale, sink in a little bit. We're gonna find our positions twice. So I want you to take your straight legs, airplane arms, active hamstring, right back to crescent lunge. Inhale high. Exhale, sink low. Straighten the legs. And exhale, airplane arms. Now we come into that warrior two. Reach the hands high. Open up. We have our reverse warrior, sink low. Inhale, hand high, up and back. And forward, extended side angle. Elbow to knee. Fingertips towards the ground. Maybe reach forward with that left hand. Up and back, reverse warrior once again. Remember our back and forth twice this time, forward and down, extended side angle. Now we straighten the front leg, find reverse triangle, up and back. Keep the leg straight, hips shift back, reach forward, triangle. Up and back, reverse. And forward, triangle. Rotating down, low lunge, left hand down, and right hand high. Our lunge twist to straightening out that front leg as much as we can. We have that option of the back knee being down. Drop low into your lunge again, still twist. And up, straighten that front leg. And take that right hand down and right foot back. Down dog and flow through. Left foot lifts high, bend the knee, kick that heel towards the right. Sweep it through, crescent lunge. Remember, all of our positions are back and forth twice each. First, crescent lunge, reaching tall. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Airplane arms, active hamstring. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, back, airplane arms. Inhale up, warrior two. Find that warrior two and reverse warrior. Take the left hand high. Find your breath, find your rhythm. This is your practice. Reach forward and down, extended side angle. Up and back, reverse. And forward, extended side angle. Straighten that front leg, find your reverse triangle. Reach high, feel length through the spine. And extend forward, hips go back, triangle. Up and back, reverse. And forward, triangle. Take that right hand around, low lunge, and find your twist. Left hand high. Back knee up or down. Slowly straighten out that front leg, whatever that means to you. And exhale, sink into that lunge. And back, lift high. And down. Take that left foot back and flow through. Forward to plank. And down. Up. And good, we're gonna find one more forward fold here. So take your feet high, up to your hands. This time we're gonna add a chest expansion to our forward fold. So what I want you to do is come up to that halfway lift, engage the core and upper back. Find your hands behind your back and try to press your arms straight. Draw the core in, hips are back behind the ankles, not straight up above. I want you to press those hips back a little bit. Lift the chest. And maybe you stay right here. Maybe you can dip forward a little more. Keep those shoulder blades drawn down. Release the hands. Halfway lift and back down. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And we are going to go into a little bit of a balance. So our balance today kind of mimics our straightforward hamstring position to our triangle and then to our kind of twist or revolve triangle. So I want you to find a place. Carpet makes it just a little bit more challenging. So if you do have any harder surface, that will help you balance. But we're going to start with our left foot on the ground. Spread out those toes, nice base of support. Then I want you to first simply try to come just to your right tiptoe. Draw the core in. Remember, your balance comes from what's connected to the ground, but the chain that it leads up to your core and that left hip. So then I want you to start to take that foot off. We might just hold the knee. If we're really working on balance, we might just stay right here and that's fine. If you're ready to try to find that foot, you can kind of help your left hand bring that knee up a little higher. Maybe you can find your right toe. Maybe you can find your right pinky. And then slowly, maybe you straighten. Make sure you lift that chest forward, strong through that left leg. You may not fully straighten, and that's okay. Maybe you can dig that heel, that foot out a little bit more. We're gonna start to go out to this side. So think of your triangle muscles, your triangle stretching muscles. You're gonna take your left hand out to the side, right hand on the big toe, and open up to the side. If you have to set your foot down every other second, that's fine. Just keep trying. We're gonna go back to center, but I'm gonna keep my right hand on my right big toe. Left hand on the pinky. So now I'm crossing, doing a little something different through my upper back. Bend the knee a little bit. You might come a little higher. Now release the right hand and keep the left on. You're gonna find a twist with the torso, but also that leg extends across the body. Right hand reaches back. Slowly coming back to center, maybe bending the knee and setting that down. Even though there's lots of work going on in the right leg, there's a lot in the left, stabilizing you and keeping you from falling. So, very good job. We'll get to do one last stretch for those hips after this. So I want you to spread out those right toes now, balancing on your right foot. And we will find that stability again from the foot, but then it leads up to whole chain up to the hip and the core. So draw the core in. First, just the left toes. And then maybe we find that right knee, left knee. And then that hand can find that left big toe. Left hand finds that left pinky. First, just stop in here. Maybe you're at the ankle, that's fine. And press forward. Leg might not be all the way straight, that's fine. Pull that chest forward. We're gonna take it off to the side. So I want your left hand on the big toe, the inside of the foot. Use that hand as a counterbalance and lift towards the side. Feeling stability work in the right. Bring that back to center. You might look different than me, and that's fine. It might just be your knee. You're holding your knee to the side. I want you to take both hands, crossing those wrists, so it does something a little different for the upper body. Pull that knee towards the chest just a little more. And then press forward. Start to find your twist. So keep that left foot in the right hand and left hand extends back. Finding a twist, but you also feel that release of the outer hamstring. And you can slowly bend the knee and bring it down. Good, shake out that leg, hopefully feeling some work there in the hips. So your last hip stretch I was talking about is gonna be in a forward fold with a little spinal twist. So bring your feet about hip distance apart and just find your forward fold, whether you pause in that half lift and then go all the way down. Bending the knees enough that you can get your left fingertips towards the ground. So that might be a pretty big bend in your knees, and that's fine, but left fingertips on the ground. And I want you to straighten your right leg. So you're letting your left hip drop. Left fingertips on the ground, starting to feel, hopefully, that right hip release. And we're gonna take it a little deeper and find that right hand high. Should be right hand up, right leg straight. Slowly come back to center. Bend both knees. Now you have your right fingertips on the ground. So remember, bend your knees enough to get your right fingertips down. Start to straighten that left leg, dropping that right hip a little bit, and pause there. Relax into that hip, but then we start to take that left hand high, finding the twist, taking that deeper into the hip and torso. Slowly coming back to center, bending both knees, and I want you to widen them out just a little bit. So toes out wider and heels in slightly. We're going to come down to our yogi squat or prayer squat, low squat, whatever you want to call it, and we are going to start to bend those knees. Hands on the ground as soon as you can. Some of us, because of our hip or ankle flexibility, our heels might come up, and that's okay. If your heels are up, what I want you to do is maybe shift off one side and then the other, trying to get that heel down and practicing that ankle flexibility. If you can settle into both heels being down, let's do that. If you are practicing one and one, that's fine. Continue to do that. If you do have both down, or if you want both up in that same position, bring the hands together and knees on the inner thighs. Pause here for a moment, slowing, coming down out of our work. Finding a little gratitude for the time that we got to do your fitness, movement, workout. And slowly we'll all sit back onto our bottom into a cross-legged position. I want you to end with any form of final relaxation that you like. If you would rather lay down on your back, feel free to do that, or stay seated and stay longer than what I lead you through. But if you would like, if you are ready and set up in your final relaxation position, let's just close our eyes. No matter if you're lying or seated, your palms can be up or down. Remember, your body language is really powerful to those around you, but also yourself. So think about how you're talking. Think about lifting that chest a little bit, but relaxing the shoulders down. Maybe drawing the chin just slightly into the neck. I want you to continue that gratitude practice here. So not only for the movement or the time that you got, what else can you find in your life to have gratitude towards? Take as much time here, finding some stillness before moving on with the rest of your day. If you are ready to move, I want to just thank you so much for coming and enjoying and hopefully liking your practice. Namaste.